Hello everyone, it's me, Nat, from Nat's Knackers Yard. I thought I'd try a different intro, it doesn't really work, does it? Sounds a little bit childish. Hello everyone. Yeah, I thought I'd mix things up a little bit, and I really ain't got a lot of time this week with all last bits of work and sorting shite out for holidays and stuff like that, but I thought I'd film going back home rather than to work by way of a change for an update, because if nothing else I'm getting fucking bored of this route. I'm sure you are. Yeah, so I thought I'd do it this way for once. So what's going on? How are you? I am loving it. I love my job. I might stop it there in case people I work with watch this. Yeah, I'm kind of knackered. I'm on the way back. Oh, I've just noticed my speedo, 29963. Pretty close to ticking it over to 30k, so I've almost ridden this in. Yeah, what have I been up to then? Well, since my last upload, obviously I took the top yoke off the Triumph. Off the Triumph. And by yoke is yoke, not yoke as in yoke. What am I trying to say? Yoke, Y-O-K-E, not Y-O-L-K, like an egg, which is a bit of a basic mistake, I suppose. Basic a mistake to make it. But yeah, thank you for your man for correcting me on that. While I'm doing thank yous, and this is, you know, one of the reasons I absolutely just love doing the channel. No, it's not the reason I love it. The reason I love doing bikes is what I do. If I wasn't filming it, I'd be doing exactly the same. The camera for me is more, it started off as filming it so I knew when I fucked it up what to do when I went back, but then it turned into a conversation. I was talking to the camera. It sounds a bit lame in terms of it was company. I wasn't lonely at all. I was quite enjoying my peace and quiet, but it's nice to have a conversation with something and talk things, oh, what about that, and the camera doesn't answer back. It kind of does, and that's where the channel comes in. The channel does answer back, the channel does ask questions, the channel does do the, have you thought about doing this now, or did you know you could do this? Easy, Tiger, you fucking... Kind of my fault for going too fast, but they weren't looking either. Yeah, so... yeah, so the conversation bit comes through the comments, and, you know, have you tried this, what about this, you're being a dick doing it this way, you should do it this way. Yeah, it's all good conversation, but actually it's striking up relationships as well, and I've made some good online friends through the channel, through YouTube, some good friends, physical friends through the channel as well, and through bikes in general, and I don't think I've met anybody through bikes yet that isn't a good bloke or a good girl. One of which I highlight because he's done it again. Now, my paint gun that I got donated by Steve, by one of the viewers, and it was the classic of it's been in my garage for a while, I'm never going to use it, do you want it? Like, fuck yeah, thanks very much mate, it's really good of you. It's really good of you. Well, on the last upload I mentioned about needing to buy hangers for headlights that go around the fork arms. The word escapes me, it's been a shitty day, but I was after buying those, and Steve got on and said, do you want these mate? And they're exactly what I was after. You know, cheap bog standard, well, I suppose headlight mounts, I suppose, or fork mounts. Again, he's not going to use them, they're sat in his garage. What a sound bloke. And of all things, he then apologised to me, saying, oh, I can't post it till Tuesday because I'm busy. Fucking beggars versus choosers, mate. Whenever's fine. I'm not going to be doing anything with it before I depart on holiday anyway. So That's en route tomorrow. I've got the torque tool, if you like, on its way for the brakes. Or for the brake calipers. That's on its way. I've got circular indicators ready to go in the back. They're on their way, wanging their way through the post as well. I have managed to tart up the yoke a little bit last night. I just basically chucked some black on it, and it's looking better. It's not perfect, but it'll do, certainly, at least for now. I just put a picture of that down in the bottom. So yeah, the holes in it, or the bits and pieces on it, the badge, the Triumph badge, and they're doing these fucking lights again. The Triumph badge that I like so much was just stuck on. I don't know what that came off, but that's brilliant, because I just unstuck it and painted behind it. Underneath it was the badge on the top yoke. There was a little bit beaten, to be honest, so I've just painted over it. It's only getting covered up with that anyway. The neutral light was just a straight LED pull. It's not actually screwed in, it's padded out with black tape, so just whipped that out so that didn't get in the way. The remaining holes, I did have a look at them, and I did consider filling them, I say properly, you know, with JB Weld or something similar, and then skimming filler over the top. But I thought, no, I'm then restricting use of that top yoke for what I want to use it for, not allowing any future users to put the old handlebars back on, for example. So I'm going to leave them, but I'm just going to bung them up, just stop them off with you know, black stoppers on the end. I have ordered some, because it's one of those standard things. I've got bags of the epoxy things kicking around somewhere, but I'm buggered if I can find them, and it's like, you know, £2 for 20, so I've just ordered some more. So they are on the way as well. And obviously the clip-ons themselves are also on the way. Potentially getting here before I depart on holidays. I very much doubt that I'm going to be able to sneak the time away from all the packing and prep to mount them, but you never know. If I do, I do. Hurrah. I would like to do, of course I want to do it, I'd love to do it, but the only question I've got at the moment on that is the current bar ends on the Triumph on Beast don't have like the expansion sticker bits through. There's actually a, you know, a nut in the handlebar for it to screw into. Now, you know, I'm not the greatest welder in the world. I think I've only done it once, or 1.5, I suppose. But my view is, what I could do is when the bars arrive, just weld in a nut into that end piece, so that I can screw the bar ends into that bar and just give them that extra weight. He's a big vibey boy, Beast, so I think I will feel it without the bar weights, just to take some of that vibration out of the handlebars. I think I could be wrong. I could be talking completely and utterly out my hoop, and it makes no difference at all, and they're only there just to save the handlebars a bit if the bike gets dropped. I don't know, but I kind of get the feeling. I see bar end weights on smaller bikes and on little 125s, and you know, I think my view is they're slightly more cosmetic and for protection more than anything else. I see them on a heavier bike and generally think they're there for a reason. I have ridden this Thundercat without the bar weights, and it was only a short journey, and I did notice the difference. You know, not dramatically, I wasn't getting white knuckle or anything like that, but I did notice the difference. It did feel slightly different. So rather than having to try and find a mechanism to stop them so that they'll screw up and you know, and clamp down as they get screwed in, I might just have a look at whether or not I just drop a bolt in there, a couple of tack welds just to hold it in place, and then Robert's your mother's uncle. Yeah, it's been a long day, and I now just want to get home. But at least we're moving. Right, I think that'll do me. It's only a really short one. Just a little bit of a sort of a week time update. More to follow probably after holiday. I might get one out just beforehand. But it's that front end is now coming together. I'm liking the look of the lower bars, albeit they're too low at the moment. But I'm liking the overall look. I think I am going to drop the fork slightly, so more of the fork showing, like here actually, out the top of the yoke, just to lower that front end a little bit. It's a little bit high at the moment. I think for the geometry that I'm after. No idea what he's doing. Yeah. So that'll do me. Thanks for watching all. I'll catch you later.
And a final bit of filming really before I knock it on the head for me holidays really. It's just bits and pieces I've been doing in evenings. So mounting the clocks, trying to get them, well, straight and level. Basically a bit of card, richly, thin, I say thin, corrugated cardboard, that's what I was looking for. Has the massive advantage that you can just push it down and it will push through where the pegs are, which is really handy. That's a hacker lump out the front because this has got, I'll show you in a second, because of all of the gubbins, I suppose, more than anything else, behind it in terms of the speedometer and dial and everything. So I did that, cut a sheet of it out of metal, just a bit I'd lined about. I had to strip some old paintwork off it actually. So made a bit of a template for it, chucked some black paint on it, got a lovely big fingerprint in it just to punish me for being in a rush, but I'll sort that out. But that is now, you know, ready to go. Looks a lot better, it's a lot more secure. They're not dead level because they're actually different sizes. If you see the lip on the left hand side on the speedometer, let me put it down. The lip is narrower than it is on the right, so I can live with that, that's fine. So they are sorted, nice and solid. Put a bit of a bend in the metal because if I'm going to lower the bars, then the geometry is going to have to come back a little bit as well. Now I'm not going to know how that's going to fit until it's all together, but that's all done. I can leave it curing while I'm away. Curing, it's dry as it is. But also notice that I swapped the clocks around, so on the way it was on the speedo on the right and rev on the left. Now the principal concern with that is the old 0 for the clock is on that side and you just wouldn't be able to get to it between the two, certainly not with gloves on, although I don't actually have that knob, but I'll find one or something I can use. Right, that'll do me. This is my last upload before I disappear on holidays and I can't wait. Thanks very much all, catch you later. Ta-da.